guys, I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about something that I do get a lot of questions about, and I don't actually get a lot of questions online about it because I think people are afraid of being judged, which is why I've been thinking about and planning on recording this video for a long time. People ask me about this in real life because it's, I don't know, I guess people feel more comfortable when you're face to face talking about this, and that is my cruelty-free journey and how I started doing cruelty-free and all that. So I went vegetarian when I was in high school. I was 16 years old, I'm 28 now, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I also was trying to buy cruelty-free, and for me, like, the internet didn't really exist back then. Like, it did, but it didn't, you know? So for me to find out like a cruelty-free list, I just googled it, like, is such and such cruelty-free, and it would say yes or no, basically. So I thought a lot of brands that I was using were safe, and back then vegan makeup was so impossible to find. It was like no makeup existed that was vegan, so that was just kind of out of the question. So I wasn't perfect being cruelty-free, and I wasn't perfect being vegetarian. There were a lot of things that were in food I was eating that weren't even vegetarian, and you know, people don't think about that. Like, we don't know. For example, gelatin is in a lot of food, and I didn't realize it was in marshmallows. I was eating food that had gelatin in it. I didn't know, you know, I didn't think to look at ingredients until I went vegan, and then I realized what I was actually consuming. I just wanted to share some tips with you on how to become like a more, I guess, responsible shopper. So there are some resources that I do use. I use, first of all, Logical Harmony, Tashina. She is amazing. You can always go to her with questions about any brand that you're wondering about and ask her specifics, and she will give you all the information you need. If there's stuff on her list that isn't included, you can always submit brands that she doesn't have on there, and it's just a really good resource. She says if brands are 100% vegan or not, and then she does a ton of reviews saying if, you know, like the products that she does review, they're gonna be vegan. So it's really helpful. When I first started going cruelty-free, I was not good at being cruelty-free. And when I first started being vegetarian, I was made fun of so much. Like, people would just make fun of me, like, oh, I don't know why you're talking about this. And yes, I would talk about it back then. And when I was 16 years old, I would make presentations about it in high school because it was really important to me. And now look at me now. Like, I've gone further with a passion than I could have ever dreamed of. I had no idea that this world 12 years later would exist of cruelty-free and vegan beauty bloggers. I had no idea that this much vegan makeup would become widely available at the drugstore. You can buy everything online, at Sephora, you know, wherever. There's tons of options. So I know it's really easy to get stuck in a certain mindset and think the way that I'm doing things is the correct way, and the way that someone else is doing things is not the right way. And I am guilty of this. Last year when I started my Instagram, I was more close-minded with people, and I would say, you know, this isn't cruelty-free because it's owned by a company that tests on animals. And while that is partially true, for example, I'll take NYX because they're huge. So NYX has been cruelty-free for a long time, if not since the beginning when they started. And they still are cruelty-free. But they are owned by a company that tests on animals. I'm not sure off the top of my head. It might be L'Oreal. I'm not entirely sure. But, you know, it's not really my place to go to someone and to judge them for the products that they're buying when they themselves are making a conscious decision of what they're buying. Also, there's a lot of disagreements in the cruelty-free community on if products are cruelty-free or not, and it's pretty much us against companies, and it shouldn't be us against us. You know what I mean? Like, it's just really sad that I've made a lot of enemies with people who should be on my team. You know, I should be on their team. But it's the fact that we may have been told different things, that we have these different opinions on things. For example, I know a lot of people think that L'Oreal are cruelty-free, and they haven't been approved by Logical Harmony, which is why me personally, I don't consider them to be cruelty-free, but someone else may consider them to be cruelty-free. That's fine, you know. I am not going to go to that person and harass them because either they are confused or I am confused, or the company themselves have confused us with their statements. So I just wanted to say that to you guys. It's really easy to just get caught up and get upset and frustrated with people who are trying to have a similar impact. So me, I want to spread veganism and cruelty-free products into the world, and when I tell people that such and such is not cruelty-free, but then they hear from someone else that it is cruelty-free, like, it's super just like, it's frustrating, but I know it's not that person's fault. I know it's not the blogger's fault, because I've been given misinformation. I get misinformation all the time. So when I say that something is vegan but someone else says that something isn't vegan, you know, I may have been told this by the company, but then they have been told a different thing, you know what I mean? So I just want to remind you guys to just open your heart and be considerate of others. Remember that there is a screen dividing you from a person, but there is a person behind that screen, and the words that you say can be very hurtful. So just remember that. I think I've come a long way in my cruelty-free journey. I'm not perfect, and that's another thing I wanted to point out. I'm not perfect. No one is perfect. We are not perfect, and we're just progressing, and that's all that we can do. Keep progressing and just do the best we can and not worry about being perfect, because we're all gonna make mistakes and fuck up. Just the harsh reality. Anyway, now that I've gotten that off my chest, I hope that I have helped you guys and maybe helped you consider choosing a cruelty-free lifestyle, because it's not about being perfect. People who are cruelty-free, they aren't 100% perfect. You know what I mean? You can always start somewhere and just, you know, start with whatever. If you want to start with makeup, start with foundation. If you want to start with household products, just start with like shower products. Like, just start somewhere and just keep going, and, you know, just start making little changes, and that's all that we can really do. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. I hope you find it helpful. Let me know what you would like to see in the future. I will try to get on here more often, and please follow me on Instagram if you're not already. Hit that button down below, subscribe, please like this. It helps me out a lot to get likes and views. Share this with your friends. I really want to continue making videos for you guys, and I hope that I can help in any way that I can. If you have any questions, comments, please let me know, DM me, and whatnot. I also have a Twitter now. I will link that down below. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all later. Mwah.